Today, we're in 1 Peter, and we're going to be talking about how to prove ourselves in the genuineness of our faith. And here in 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 6 and 7, Peter is telling us that we can greatly rejoice because as Christians, we have an inheritance that's waiting for us. It is unfading, it is unending, and it will not be defiled. And so we can rejoice because of this. And he says, in this you greatly rejoice, though now for a little while, if need be, you have been grieved by various trials, that the genuineness of your faith, being much more precious than gold that perishes, though it is tested by fire, may be found to praise, honor, and glory at the revelation of Jesus Christ. So what is Peter trying to tell us here? Let's break this down. Here, Peter is saying, because of this inheritance that I've just talked about in verse 4, we can greatly rejoice. Because we have this God that is so good, he purifies us and he gets us ready for what is to come. And the way he does this is the same way is that we purify metals. So we first start off with this ore that has some metal ore in it, but it has all kinds of impurities, all kinds of things that aren't valuable. And you have to burn these out. And then what you're left with is the pure metal ore. And so he says that our faith, the genuineness of our faith, is much more precious. It's much more valuable than the gold, the silver, all of these precious metals that perish. And he says, in the same way, these trials, these various trials, which indicate diversity rather than quantity, even though we may have a whole lot of them too, there's going to be a whole lot of different kinds of trials that we go through. And these things are actually the fire that purifies us. And when we go through these trials, when we go through the fire, the crucible, we are left with praise, honor, and glory at the revelation of Jesus Christ. And so to praise, Jesus is acknowledging the actions and the life that we lived. Honor, think of how Jesus and his pure, undefiled self, when he is revealed in his white robes, like the high priest he is described in Hebrews. We can think of glory, the glory that will come with Jesus and all of those who know him and who he knows. And so when we look at trials in this life, we got to see them as what they are, as Peter's saying here, that these are the fires that will make us into the people that we need to become to have that eternal inheritance in heaven. And so I want to encourage you to stay in the Word, to read Peter here. He has so much wonderful, applicable things for us today. Very timely letter. But read 1 Peter and be in the Word. And as always, go lift somebody up.